We are live now, sir.
Hari Om. Hari Om. Prostrating at the lotus feet of Shrotriya Brahmanishta Sadguru Swami Virajeshwara Saraswati on behalf of all of us and the entire Guru Parampara. Today's discourse on Viveka Chudamani will continue. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Mahasaraswatyai Namaha. Sadashivasamarambham Sri Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Shruti Smruti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad-padam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutravashtakrito Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam Tamagocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranatosmiham. Om Namo Bhagavate Virajeshwaraya. Last time, the verse number 447 stopped. According to this book I am following, written by Swami Adidevananda. Now, as told earlier, Acharya is dealing with the very apt and important concept on prarabdha. The word prarabdha used in Vedanta, in Indian philosophy, it is purely directly connected with the law of karma siddhanta of the Indian philosophy, Indian Darshana Shastra. See, law of karma goes hand in hand with the prarabdha concept. Just to recap what was told earlier last time, three important words we have to remember very correctly the meaning of that, so that it will not create any more confusion later when the shlokas are rendered or explanation is given as by Mahaswami, is told out here. See, number one is sanchita karma. Next one is prarabdha karma. And the third one, the general category we are talking, is agami karma. So in short, sanchita karma means all accumulated, the baggage we are carrying from our past birth. What does that sanchita karma mean? It means what we have done in the past lives, not just one life, many lives. For that we have not received any reward or fruit. For the action we have done, we should get the result. For most of that, we have not received the result, so they are carried in our baggage. It is stored in our chitta in the form of vasanas, samskaras, tendencies. So the baggage is eternal. The baggage of karma we call so sanchita, accumulated. Now, this present birth of mine, the moment I am born now, till I die, this body with a mind and a status and a name lives in the world. Now I am known as Nagaraja Padaki. Fine. Now I am 75-year-old. Fine. All these years, what I have seen, experienced in my life, pleasure and pain, sukha and dukkha, they are all already decided as a result which I had to experience because of some of the karmas I did in my previous births. So all those which I have to enjoy now they have given the fruits all these years. So they constitute the present birth prarabdha karma or karma shesha. So prarabdha, these are the ones which we have to experience, the results we have to get of what we did earlier. So prarabdha is that nobody can escape. So till the death, so many things further they are going to happen, good and bad things, pleasurable, joyful, sorrowful situations, all constitute prarabdha, which we don't know. What I'm going to face tomorrow, we don't know. So that is prarabdha, but it is bound to take place. So then what is agami? The word agami, future. Future means now in this birth, till the death, what I will be doing or what I will be actually facing, the new karmas or the effects of the new karmas or the new karmas themselves, what I am going to perform now, they constitute agami karma or bhavi karma, aga, future. So nobody can escape from this law of karma means it is immutable. Whatever I do, for that I have to face the reaction. In simple our language, karma siddhanta means if I scold you, it is an act. If I insult you, it is an act. If I praise you, it is an act. Subsequently, I will get the reward. So if I go on scolding you, if I start insulting you, one fine day you'll give it back to me. I'll receive it back. If I go on praising you, then you may shower all the affection towards me. This is simple, action reaction. But law of karma is not that simple. What I do to someone else now in this birth, it need not be that the same person should give back to me. The law of karma, the Almighty Sankalpa, Ishwariya Sankalpa, will decide how I should get back the fruits, not by the same person, maybe some other entity, but I'll receive. So I'll be at the receiving. If I donate some money or give some money to a very poor person, normally we say God will see to it that you will get it back. If you donate 10 rupees, God will see that you will get back 20 rupees. This is a common example, quoted. It doesn't mean that the person whom I have helped, the same person should return the money to me. No. Law of karma is very unique, very secret, very difficult to decode it. Nobody can decode the law of karma. Somebody else will give you money or in some other forum for the work you have done. If you have helped the person called A person called B may help you back. That is how the law of karma also works. Nobody knows. Anyway, these are the points. ಕರ್ಮ ಸಿದ್ಧಾಂತದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತನಾಡ್ತಾ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕೊನೆ ಮೊದಲು ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಲೆಕ್ಕ. ನಮ್ಮ ಗುರುದೇವರು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು, ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಕೆಲವು ವಿಚಾರಗಳನ್ನ ಅವರ ಶ್ರೀಮುಖದಿಂದ ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ದೇ ಹೊರತು ಕರ್ಮ ಸಿದ್ಧಾಂತ, ಕರ್ಮ ನಿಯಮಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಉತ್ತರ ಭಾರತದ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಮಹಾನ್ ಸಂತರಲ್ಲಿ ಸಂತ ಶ್ರೇಷ್ಠರಾದಂತಹ ಶ್ರೀ ರಾಮಸುಖ್ ದಾಸ್ಜಿಯವರು ಕರ್ಮರಹಸ್ಯ ಅಂತ ಏನು ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಬರೆದಿದ್ದಾರಲ್ಲ ಹಿಂದಿನಲ್ಲಿ, ಆ ಕರ್ಮರಹಸ್ಯ ಪುಸ್ತಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಕರ್ಮ ಸಿದ್ಧಾಂತದ ವಿವರಣೆಯನ್ನು ಬಹಳ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ರಾಮಸುಖ್ ದಾಸ್ಜಿಯವರ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಕೈಹೊತ್ತಿಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ಪುಸ್ತಕ, ಸಾಧಕ ಸಂಜೀವನಿಯಂತಹ ಮಹಾನ್ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತಾ ಗ್ರಂಥವನ್ನು ಅವರು ಬರೆದ ಮೇಲೆ ಕರ್ಮ ರಹಸ್ಯವನ್ನು ಬರೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Our last week again there were some questions that they wanted some precise simple answers so that the people can understand. The questions came to me. I thought whether all the questions we cannot take up now in the same one go in one discourse. One question relevant to this karma theory, we can try to take up. One question. See, number of questions are there. Now, before we go into the Vivek Chudamani, one question. The question is, how do Mahatmans, Mahapurushas, Jnanis, Brahmajnanis, Avataras, Siddha Purushas, whatever we use, to the exalted noble souls, the elevated beings, how, in what way they are not attached to the law of karma? How do they escape from this law of karma? Relevant question. ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಕೆಲವು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳು ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದೇ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಮಹಾತ್ಮರು, ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಜ್ಞಾನಿಗಳು, ಮಹಾಪುರುಷರು, ಅವತಾರ ಪುರುಷರು ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಅವತಾರಿ ಪುರುಷರಲ್ಲೂ ಸಹ ಅವರ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ಮ ಸಿದ್ಧಾಂತದ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಅವರ ಜೀವನ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ನೋವು, ನಲಿವು, ಸಂಕಟ, ಯಾತನೆ ವಿಪರೀತವಾಗಿ ಅವರೂ ಅನುಭವಿಸ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತಾದರೆ, ಈ ಒಂದು ಕರ್ಮದ ಫಲ ಅವರು ಅನುಭವಿಸ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಆದರೆ ಅವರು ಅದರಿಂದ ಮುಕ್ತರಾಗೋದು ಹೇಗೆ? ಜ್ಞಾನಿಗಳು ಕರ್ಮ ಸಿದ್ಧಾಂತ, ಕರ್ಮ ಫಲದಿಂದ ಮುಕ್ತರು ಹೇಗಾಗ್ತಾರೆ? ಅವರು ದೇಹ ಇರೋ ತನಕ ತಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ಮಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಇರ್ತಾರಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್. How do Mahatmans and Siddha Purusha Jnanis escape from the law of karma? And even though they are doing karma, nobody can stay without doing activity till the body dies. How is that they are not attached to that karma phala? Whatever little answer, whatever little I know, I may be wrong, I may not be 100% correct. Whatever little I know, by the grace of my Guru, I will try to share my experiences. I will try to give the answer which I know from my Guru. In Vedanta, there is one very pertinent point. All Mahatmans know it. Even Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi was asked on this topic and he said, yes, they all know it. Even Neem Karoli Baba knows it. You take any name, Trailing Swami or Akkalkot Maharaj or Shirdi Sainath, Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Dakshineshwar, Jnaneshwar Maharaj, Maharashtra. See, there is one saying, all Jnanis, Mahatmans, vote for them. Unanimously they agree on this, that after realization, after Atma Sakshatkara or Brahma Sakshatkara, when the person becomes a realized Mahatman, Parama Purushottama, when a person becomes Brahmajnani, after knowing the Brahma, he becomes one with Brahma. He becomes one with God. There will be no more binding of karma on him. So the future karmas, actions he performs in the life till his body is cast off, he'll be performing so many karmas. But totally he is nowhere affected by those karmas, because the reward or the punishment for the karmas what he does after realization, they will not befall on him. They will not bind on him. They are not binding on him. He is not bound by those karmas. So never a jnani is bound by the karmas he performs after realization. Please go through the same concept in Bhagavad Gita in so many shlokas. I may not remember all the shlokas. I don't have that capacity to remember and recall from the memory. And Bhagavan, Lord says that whatever jnani does, he is not affected. He is not bound by the law of karma. He is not bound by the rewards or the punishment. Even if a jnani kills all the people in the world, still he is not affected by the law of karma. So that law of karma will not catch, even if he kills not one person, the entire people in the loka itself, in the jagat itself. Please go through. Please go through. Hatva piman lokan na lipyate. These are the words Lord uses in Bhagavad Gita. I am not recollecting right now the exact shloka. Hatva piman lokan na lipyate. Even if jnani kills the entire people of the planet of the earth, the bad karma effect will not be there on him. He is not committing any papa karma at all. It will not bother him at all. Even if it does good karma, shubha karma, even that he is not affected by them. The results will not, bind on him. So both good and bad karmas, the results will not bind on him for a jnani. See, we can say this is one of the important, simplest, your logical mind, if it thinks, this is one of the benefits of being a realized person. You are away from the law of karma. So no more you are affected, no more you are attached. Now, how? Now, same Vedanta says, for another question on this line, okay, if the good and bad karmas, actions a jnani performs, if he is not at all affected by those, then where the rewards and punishment will be stored, where it will go, the karma has to yield some result. If jnani is not bound to receive the result, then who will receive the result? That is the next technical question, a suspicious question. Reasonably correct question. ವೇದಾಂತದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಮಾತಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಜ್ಞಾನೋದಯ ಆದ ನಂತರ ಒಬ್ಬ ಜ್ಞಾನಿ, ಒಬ್ಬ ಅವತಾರ ಮಹಾಪುರುಷ, ಸಿದ್ಧಪುರುಷ ಮಾಡತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಯಾವುದೇ ಕರ್ಮಗಳಿಗೆ ಕರ್ಮಲೇಪನ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಕರ್ಮಬಂಧನ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಪಾಪಕರ್ಮ ಆಗಲಿ ಪುಣ್ಯಕರ್ಮ ಆಗಲಿ ಅವುಗಳಿಂದ ಜ್ಞಾನಿ ಪ್ರಭಾವಿತನಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಈ ಜ್ಞಾನಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಶುಭ ಅಶುಭ ಕರ್ಮಗಳಿಗೆ ಜ್ಞಾನಿಗೆ ಫಲ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇದ್ರು ಆ ಕರ್ಮಗಳ ಫಲ ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಮುಂದಿನ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ. ಒಬ್ಬ ಜ್ಞಾನಿ ಮಾಡತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಶುಭ ಕರ್ಮಗಳು ಅಶುಭ ಕರ್ಮಗಳು ಅದರ ಫಲವನ್ನ ಜ್ಞಾನಿ ಉಣ್ಣೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಆದ್ರೆ, ಅನುಭವಿಸೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಆದ್ರೆ, ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಆ ಫಲ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ? ಒಂದು ಕರ್ಮಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಫಲ ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ಮುಂದಿನ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ. ಸೊ ದಿ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ 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 ಲಾಜಿಕಲ್. If jnani is not bound by his own actions, the reward or the punishment, then where they will go? Because any karma, any activity should result, yield some result. It cannot remain without yielding result. Then what happens to those results? So the Vedanta is very clear again. After realization, for a Brahmajnani, Atmajnani, Brahmavida, or even Avatara Purusha, whatever good Shubha karmas he performs, the effect, the good rewards, the good effects of the Shubha karma the Jnani performs, automatically they will go to his devotees who have surrendered to him, who have considered him as their guru, as their God. So the effects of the good karma the Jnani performs, they are reaped by his devotees, his closest devotees, who have reposed their faith and total surrender to him. If any bad karma, evil karma a jnani performs, anyway, he is not bound by that. If a bad or evil karma a jnani performs, then the effect of such bad karma, the effect is there. It will go to his close associates who internally dislike the jnani. The close associates of the jnani in this birth, who are connected with the jnani, the close associates also may include some of the disciples, also may include devotees, also may include his previous Purvashrama relatives and friends and colleagues, etc., etc. They will face the music, the effect, who are in close contact with the jnani and who do not repose the full faith in the jnani. ಜ್ಞಾನಿಯು ಮಾಡತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಶುಭ ಕರ್ಮಗಳ ಫಲ ಆತನ ನಿಜ ಭಕ್ತರಿಗೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಜ್ಞಾನಿಯು ಮಾಡತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಅಶುಭ ಕರ್ಮಗಳ ಫಲ ಆತನ ದ್ವೇಷಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ವೇದಾಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಫಲ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವುದೇ ಕರ್ಮಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಫಲ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಫಲ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಹೋಗೋದೇ ಇಲ್ವಲ್ಲ, ಹಾಗೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಒನ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್. ಅಂಡ್ ದಿ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಇಸ್ ಹೌ ದಿ ಜ್ಞಾನೀಸ್ ಅವಾಯ್ಡ್ ದಿ clutches of law of karma. Another question. How Mahatmas avoid? What to say for this? ಕರ್ಮ ಸಿದ್ಧಾಂತದಿಂದ ಜ್ಞಾನಿಗಳು ಮುಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ಪಡಿತಾರೆ, ಕರ್ಮ ಬಂಧನದಿಂದ ಹೇಗೆ ಪಡಿತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬಹಳ ಉತ್ತರ ಸುಲಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ನಿಜ ರೂಪದ ನಿಜ ಸ್ಥಿತಿಯ ತನ್ನ ಅರಿವು ಬಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ಯಾವ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೂ ಈ ನಾನು ಅನ್ನೋ ಈ ಶರೀರಾಭಿಮಾನವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಆದ ಮೇಲೆ, ನಾನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಶರೀರ ಅನ್ನೋ ಭಾವವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಆದ ಮೇಲೆ, ಅಹಂಕಾರ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ನಶಿಸಿ ಹೋದ ಮೇಲೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಭಾವ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಯಾವ ಕರ್ಮದ ಫಲ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸ್ವತಃ ಉಂಟಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಹಂಕಾರ ನಿವೃತ್ತಿಯಾಗಿದೆ. ನಾನು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋ ಭಾವ ಇದೆ. ಶರೀರಾಭಿಮಾನ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ನಿಸ್ಸಂಗ, ನಿಷ್ಕ್ರಿಯ, ಪರಿಪೂರ್ಣ, ನಿಷ್ಕಲ, ನಿರ್ವಿಕಾರ, ನಿರ್ವಿಶೇಷ, ನಿರಾಕಾರ ಆತ್ಮಸ್ವರೂಪನಾಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ನನಗೆ ಯಾವ ಕರ್ಮಗಳು ಇಲ್ಲ. ನನಗೆ ಅದರಿಂದ ಏನೂ ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಕರ್ಮಗಳಿಗೂ ನನಗೂ ಸಂಬಂಧವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋ ಸ್ಥಿತಿ, ಎಲ್ಲಕ್ಕೂ ಮಿಗಿಲಾದ ಒಂದು ಹಂತದಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಉನ್ನತ ಸ್ಥಿತಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಬಂಧನ ಯಾವುದು ಬರೋದು? ನಾನು ಶರೀರವೇ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಂಧನ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? ಕರ್ಮ ಬಂಧ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅಹಂಕಾರ ನಿವೃತ್ತಿ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಕರ್ಮ ಬಂಧನದ ಲೇಪ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಶರೀರಾಭಿಮಾನ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ, ನಾನು ಇಂಥವನು ಇಂಥವಳು ಅಂತ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಕರ್ಮದ ಲವಲೇಶ ಲೇಪವೂ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಕರ್ಮ ಬಂಧನ ಉಂಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸಿನ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಮಹಾತ್ಮನ್ಸ್, ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಜ್ಞಾನೀಸ್, realized masters, Mahatmans, even including Avatar Purush, now totally they have dissociated themselves from the Sharirabhimana, Mithya-abhimana, that I am the body, I am this body-mind complex, I am this ego. So once they have totally discarded this body-mind complex, ego factor, when the ahankara is destroyed, along with that mamakara is destroyed, ahankara goes along with mamakara. The me concept goes with mine concept. So me and mine, they go together. So when the me concept is gone, when identifying with the upadhi, outer upadhi is gone, when identifying that I am the body is gone, when remembering that I am so and so, somebody, I am a celebrity, I have a status, I have a name and a fame, and that is gone. When it is known that I am no more the body, so whatever the body does, I am no way concerned. So when that Sharirabhimana is completely lost, when the ego is completely lost, when the ahankara is completely gone, then realization occurs. So once realization occurs, what happens? Mithya-abhimana, the pseudo-upadhis, false imposition, false identification, everything is gone. There will be total awareness that false is false, the truth is truth. So once that happens, automatically they are not bound by the law of karma. They means the individual Mahatman becomes one with God. One with God. Please remember, Brahma Atma Ekatva Bhava. So Brahmatma Ekatva Anubhuti, when once he gets in, stabilizes. He no more says I am the body. He says I am that only. I am that Atma only. I am that Paramatma only. When that feeling is there, where is the question of law of karma? The fruits accrue to him. So to him, there is no law of karma operating. So automatically they escape from the clutches of law of karma. No, we are bound. We are bound by the clutches of law of karma because still we identify that we are so and so. I am so and so. Isn't it? We always identify. I am so and so. See, Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi used to say, Ahankara Nivrutti, Ahankara Nasha, destruction of ego, totally means subtly also that Ahankara should go away. From subtle body and the physical body, that is the gross body and the subtle body. Sthula Sharira and Sukshma Sharira. In both ways, that ego factor should abolish itself. I am so and so. So you should become zero, he used to say. Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi used to say, you should become zero. That means what? You are nothing. Because so all the day, if I think that I am a billionaire, I am a millionaire, wherever I go, people should respect me. My work should be done immediately because I have a status, I am a celebrity. That is okay in the worldly life. But as long as that feeling is there, you can never reach the steps of realization. So our Gurudev also used to tell me the same thing in a very simple sentence. See, everybody is somebody in their life till they die. Everyone is somebody in their life. So in this path of spiritual journey, you are somebody now. You are somebody with a name and status given to you. So from this somebody status, you should become nobody. Anonymous. Very disturbing thought. And Gurudev told me, when I say people that you should become nobody, they are afraid. They are afraid to lose their identity consciousness. So that complex, identity complex, they don't want to lose. Gurudev used to laughingly tell, you should become nobody from somebody. Then there is no question of law of karma attaching at all, influencing itself upon you at all. These are the points. Anyway, I will just hold it here for some time. We will continue with the same, with the Acharya's shloka here, 448, where he deals the same thing in 2 lines. Swamasangam udasinam parijñaya nabho yatha na shrishyate cha yat kinchit kadachit bhavi karmavihi. Swam asangam udasinam parijñaya nabho yatha na shrishyate cha yat kinchit kadachit bhavi karmavihi. ಈ ಬಹಳ ಸುಂದರವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. 2 ಚರಣಗಳ ಶ್ಲೋಕದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಅಂತರಿಕ್ಷ, ನಭೋಮಂಡಲ, ಆಕಾಶ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಕಾಣದೇ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಅಗಾಧವಾದ ಅಗೋಚರವಾದ ಆಕಾಶ, ಈ ನಭೋಮಂಡಲ, ಅಂತರಿಕ್ಷ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಇದೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನೂ ಆಕಾಶ ಒಳಗೊಂಡಿದೆ. ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸ್, ಸ್ಪೇಸ್. ಆದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಅದು ಭಿನ್ನವಾಗಿದೆ, ಉದಾಸೀನವಾಗಿದೆ, ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರವಾಗಿದೆ. ಯಾವುದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಆಕಾಶದ ನಂಟಿಲ್ಲ, ನಂಟಿದ್ದರೂ ನಂಟಿಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗೆ ಒಬ್ಬ ಯತಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಬ್ಬ ಜ್ಞಾನಿ, ಆತ್ಮಜ್ಞಾನ ಸಂಪನ್ನನಾದಂತಹ ಒಬ್ಬ ಮಹಾಜ್ಞಾನಿ, ತಾನು ಆತ್ಮಸ್ವರೂಪನೇ ಆಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ತಾನು ಅಸಂಗನಾಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಉದಾಸೀನನಾಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡ ಮೇಲೆ ಅಂತಹ ಯತಿಗೆ ಈ ಜನ್ಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಂದೆ ಮಾಡತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಆಗಾಮಿ ಕರ್ಮಗಳು, ಭಾವಿ ಕರ್ಮ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆಗಾಮಿ ಕರ್ಮಗಳು, ಅವುಗಳಿಂದ ಎಂದಿಗೂ ಲಿಪ್ತನಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಜ್ಞಾನೋದಯ ಆದ ನಂತರ ಒಬ್ಬ ಜ್ಞಾನಿ ಬದುಕಿರೋ ತನಕ ಏನೇ ಕರ್ಮಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡಲಿ, ಶುಭ ಕರ್ಮಗಳು ಅಶುಭ ಕರ್ಮಗಳು ಏನು ಮಾಡಲಿ, ಅದರಿಂದ ಆತ ಲಿಪ್ತನಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಕರ್ಮಗಳ ಫಲ ಆತನಿಗೆ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಉಂಟಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಶಾಶ್ವತವಾದ ಬಿಡುಗಡೆ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಸ್ವಂ ಅಸಂಗಂ ಉದಾಸೀನಂ ಪರಿಜ್ಞಾಯ ನಭೋ ಯಥಾ ನ ಶ್ಲಿಷ್ಯತೆ ಚ ಯತ್ಕಿಂಚಿತ್ ಕದಾಚಿತ್ ಭಾವಿ ಕರ್ಮಭಿಃ. Acharya is giving example of the sky, space, antariksha, vyoma, nabha, navomandala. So just like the space, akasha, antariksha is so vast, infinite, invisible, uncomprehendable, limitless. Nobody can understand and comprehend the depth. It is there everywhere. It includes everything. The whole creation is there within this akasha, but akasha remains totally asanga. Means it is not associated. Nowhere it is influenced by the things, the universe, galaxies, everything is there. Planets, stars, everything is in this Navamandala. But the akasha, the space, is not affected at all. it remains same. So just like that, example. An yati means a Brahmajnani, after realization, he always remains asanga and udasina, the words used by Acharya. He remains always indifferent, udasina, asanga, totally unattached. So a jnani lives in the world. After realization, what happens? He remains as totally indifferent to the things happening in and around him. Indifferent means he is not involved consciously, though his body is performing the functions. Consciously, he is not involved. So he is indifferent to good things and bad things happening in life. Good events, bad events happening. Even indifferent means he remains pure witness. Pure witness. And asang, unattached. Like a sky, he remains unattached. And he is not at all affected by any of the future actions. Bhavi karma means kadachit bhavi karma bihi agami karmas. The future karmas, the future actions, activities, what he is going to perform in his life till the death of the body. He is not affected by his own karmas. From our standpoint of view, you know what happens? We look upon a person, a jnani, as a human being. No, we see him scolding, let us say. We see him eating. We see him drinking. We see him walking. And we see him insulting. We see him giving upadesha. We see him hitting somebody. We see him using bad, filthy words. All this we are observing as an outsider. So what we think? Oh, he is performing all such actions, good and bad. So accordingly, he should also face the music, correct? As an outsider, as a third person, as ajnanis, as normal people, we also consider that any jnani, a realized soul, will perform the same actions and he will face the same music. That is our standpoint. But the Vedanta says, Acharya says very clear, from this Vedantic philosophical standpoint of view, whatever future actions are there done by the jnani, he is not affected by those karmas. He will not eat the fruits of those karmas. Na shlishyate cha yat kinchit kadachit bhavi karma bihi. Na shlishyate yat kinchit. He is least affected by the effect of his own future karmas he is going to perform. So these are the points to remember very clearly without much confusion. Why it happens? Na shlishyate cha yat kinchit kadachit bhavi karma bihi. So he is not at all affected by any of the future actions because now he is devoid of raga and dvesha. Aversion, attachment, hatredness, jealousy, and all such mental afflictions. He is devoid of raga and dvesha. And he is totally free. He is devoid of deha prajna. He is devoid of the sharira abhimana. He is devoid of the feeling that I am the body. So it is like as Lord used to say in Bhagavad Gita. My Gurudev was very fond of small phrases here and to explain the nature of a jnani, actions of a jnani, the interaction of a jnani in the world with the people. Our Gurudev used to take that phrase Lord Krishna used in Bhagavad Gita. A jnani will be Padmapatra Vimambhasaha. Our Gurudev used to say Padmapatra Vimambhasaha. Short phrases from Bhagavad Gita. What does it mean? Even though the water drops are there on the expanded leaf of a lotus plant, aquatic lotus plant in the water medium, the water drops are there on the leaf, but the leaf is not affected by those water drops. Leaf doesn't become wet by the water drops. Padmapatram Vimambasa. So, lotus plant lives in the water, but it is not affected by the water. In that sense, a simile, an example, an analogy. Jnani lives in the world, but he is not affected. Why? Because realization has occurred. It is very difficult for us to understand these sentences. Very difficult for us to understand means to really go deeper into these statements. The jnani standpoint of view, it's a world vision, totally different, expanded horizon. His consciousness has become totally supreme, one with God. So there is a supreme awareness and consciousness where there is nothing other than himself. Whereas our consciousness is limited to our this mind and body, individual. So we have a limited consciousness. Now we cannot understand how a jnani behaves and how a jnani talks and how he looks at and how he interacts. But what he does appears to us like any other human being. It may appear like, but they are beyond the common laws of karma or this immutable law of karma because they have escaped the bondage itself. Once they have become unbound, there is no question of further any more binding. So same thing Acharya continues with the same example, little modified example of the space, Nabho, Akasha, in another shloka. Nanabho gata yogena suragandhena lipyate tathatmopadha yogena tadharmer naiva lipyate. Nanabho gata yogena suragandhena lipyate tathatmo atmopadhi yogena tadharmer naiva lipyate. ಈ ಶ್ಲೋಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಉದಾಹರಣೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಆಚಾರ್ಯರು? ಒಂದು ಗಡಿಗೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಪಾತ್ರೆ ಗಡಿಗೆ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಆಕಾಶ ಆ ಜಾಗ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಗಡಿಗೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಮದ್ಯವನ್ನು ಹಾಕಿಟ್ರೆ ಆ ಮದ್ಯದ ವಾಸನೆ ಗಡಿಗೆ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಆಕಾಶಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಮುಟ್ಟುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಗಡಿಗೆಯಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಆ ಮದ್ಯದ ಆಲ್ಕೋಹಾಲ್ ಅದರ ವಾಸನೆ ಆ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಆಕಾಶಕ್ಕೆ ತಟ್ಟೋದಿಲ್ಲವೋ ಅದೇ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಸ್ವಯಂ ಆತ್ಮನು ತನ್ನ ಉಪಾಧಿಯ ಸಂಬಂಧದ ಮೂಲಕ ಅದರ ಧರ್ಮಗಳಿಂದ ಲಿಪ್ತನಾಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಶರೀರ ಧರ್ಮದಿಂದ ಆತ್ಮನು ಲಿಪ್ತನಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವನು ಅದರಿಂದ ಪ್ರಭಾವಿತನಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಡಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಮೀನ್? ನನಭೋ ಘಟ ಯೋಗೇನ ಸುರಾಗಂಧೇನ ಲಿಪ್ಯತೆ तथा आत्मोपाधियोगेन तद्धर्मैर्नैव लिप्यते तथा आत्म उपाधियोगेन तद्धर्म नैव लिप्यते. The example Acharya is giving here is liquor filled in the pot. In those days, pots, earthen pots. So, by the association of the liquor within the pot, the sky in the pot remains taintless. The sky is not tainted by its association of the liquor within the pot. There is a sky within the pot, Ghatakash. The space in the pot is called Ghatakash. Pot is called Ghata. So the Ghatakasha is not influenced, tainted by the liquor smell in the pot, by the odor of the liquor. Similarly, the Atma, which is pure, self-radiating, self-effulgence, this Atma is not at all tainted, affected, colored by the Sharira Upadhi it is wearing. Because Atma is inside the Sharira, the body, mind complex. All the vasanas of the body, actions of the body, this Upadhi, what it is carrying, now they will not affect the Atma. Atma is inside the body is a Upadhi, an instrument, but Atma is no more affected. It remains taintless, remains pure. So, the qualities, Sharira Dharma will not affect the activities of the Sharira, activities of the body controlled by your mind. All your activities, what you do, they will not affect your own Atma inside. Pratyagatma is actionless. Whatever your body-mind complex performs, the effect will be on the body-mind complex only, not on the Atma. That is the point. If I do good things, I will face very good rewards. That is my body and mental state I will experience. But Atma is no way concerned. If I kill somebody, the body will face the consequence. But Atma inside the body will not face any consequence. But because Atma has not killed anyone, neither it is killed. Corollary. So that is what Acharya is talking. So the qualities of the Upadhi, Sharira and the mind will not affect the Atma, the pure, supreme consciousness, awareness, cosmic awareness inside the body. Now, Acharya takes up another angle of this Prarabdha Karma, next sloka. Now, Jnanodayat Purarabdham Karma Jnananna Nashyate Adatva Swaphalam Lakshim Uddishya Utrushtabhanavat. Jnanodayat Purarabdham Karma Jnananna Nashyate Adatva Swaphalam Lakshim Uddishya Utrushtabhanavat. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹಳ ಒಂದು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಉದಾಹರಣೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕರ್ಮಫಲದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲಿ ಏನು ಉದಾಹರಣೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಒಂದು ಗುರಿಯನ್ನ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಾಣವನ್ನ ಎಳೆದು ಬಿಟ್ಟಾಗ, ಬಾಣವನ್ನ ಹೆದೆಯೇರಿಸಿ ಎಳೆದು ಬಿಟ್ಟಾಗ, ಒಂದು ಗುರಿಯನ್ನ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಆ ಬಾಣ, ಬಿಟ್ಟ ಬಾಣ, ಬಿಲ್ಲಿನಿಂದ ಹೊರಟ ಬಾಣ ತನ್ನ ಗುರಿ ಸೇರುವವರೆಗೆ ಅದು ಹೋಗುತ್ತದೆ, ನಿಷ್ಫಲ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆ ಬಾಣದ ವೇಗ ಗುರಿ ಮುಟ್ಟುವವರೆಗೆ ನಿಷ್ಫಲ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಿಲ್ಲಿನಿಂದ ಹೊರಟ ಬಾಣ ಯಾವ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೂ ತನ್ನ ಗುರಿಯನ್ನು ಮುಟ್ಟದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತನ್ನ ಫಲವನ್ನು ಕೊಡದೆ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಬೀಳೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಜ್ಞಾನೋದಯಕ್ಕೆ ಮೊದಲು ಈ ಮನೋಧರ್ಮ ರಾಶಿಯಿಂದ ಕೂಡಿದ ಈ ಶರೀರ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಕರ್ಮಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯೋ, ಅಥವಾ ಈ ಶರೀರ ಯಾವ ಹಿಂದಿನ ಸಂಚಿತ ಕರ್ಮದ ಫಲ ಅನುಭವಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ರೆಡಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯೋ, ಸಿದ್ಧವಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯೋ, ಪ್ರಾರಬ್ಧವನ್ನು ಅನುಭವಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ಸಿದ್ಧಗೊಂಡಿದೆ ಶರೀರ, ಜ್ಞಾನೋದಯ ಆದ ನಂತರ ಆ ಕರ್ಮಫಲ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಶರೀರ ಅದನ್ನು ಅನುಭವಿಸಲೇಬೇಕು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಜ್ಞಾನೋದಯ ಆಗೋ ಮೊದಲು ಫಲ ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆರಂಭಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕರ್ಮ ಅದು ಫಲ ಕೊಡದೆ ಜ್ಞಾನೋದಯ ಆದ ನಂತರ ನಾಶ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. So in this example of the arrow, Acharya is taking up, what he says, simple. So when you look at a target and then take the bow and arrow and lift the bow and then draw and then leave the arrow towards a target to kill some game animal, whatever it is. Those are the common things kings and people used to do, hunting. Or even killing a person in the battle. So Acharya is taking that example. What is the example? Like the arrow released towards the target cannot be stopped in between till it reaches the target. It has to reach the target and then it will fall. Once the arrow is released, its target is fixed, its trajectory is fixed, it will hit something. It cannot remain without hitting something. Just like that. When before the dawn of the jnana, the karmas which have begun to give results, the prarabdha karmas of the previous birth from Sanchita, they have already started yielding the fruit. After attainment of jnana, they cannot be simply destroyed by the jnana. So whatever prarabdha is body facing cannot be destroyed by the dawn of the jnana, by dawn of realization. So the sukha and dukkha, prarabdha, in other words, cannot be destroyed. What the body is going to face, sukha and dukkha, good and bad things, cannot be avoided just because there is realization, just because there is jnanotpatti. So the dawn of the jnana doesn't stop the effect of prarabdha. The body mind has to experience, expiate that prarabdha. There is no doubt in that. So this is the example Acharya is making very clear. Prarabdha means this body which is now born has to face all the good and bad things. Now, good and bad events, crisis experiences it is facing is due to the effect of the karmas did in the last previous births. So, from the accumulated sanchita, baggage of karma, a few are taken to give the result in this birth. The bag will remain. Baggage. And whatever fresh karma we do, there is agami karmas, now they are added to the sanchita karma baggage again for the future, reaping the fruits. So, Law of Prarabdha is very, very clear. Prarabdha Karma Siddhanta means Karma Siddhanta. A jnani, even after realization, though he is no more associated with the body-mind complex completely, no more he thinks that he is the body-mind complex, but his body-mind complex is still living because of prarabdha. It has to experience some of the effects of the previous birth karmas. So the body of the jnani also will face or experience the difficulties, crisis, health-wise, financial, whatever from the standpoint of an outsider, not from the standpoint of a jnani. For him, there is no prarabdha. Please remember, for a jnani, there is no prarabdha at all for him. For others who look upon the jnani, they see his body, they see his human frame, they see his actions. So they observe that he is having prarabdha. Please remember these words. The outsider, people living with the jnani, associated with the jnani, the sadhakas, devotees, disciples, common people, worldly people, they observe that the jnani is having prarabdha. He is going through up and downs in life, especially health-wise, finance-wise, whatever it is. Jnani appears to be suffering for them. Please remember, for a jnani himself, does he suffer? His mind is totally still, totally equanimous, totally calm, prashanta manas, and absolutely fearless. That is a hallmark of a jnani. A jnani is always out of fear. He is out of the fear of death, out of the fear of what's going to happen tomorrow. That fear complex of tomorrow will never haunt him again, because there's nothing like tomorrow or today. Everything is, he is in the present. He is existing. He is abiding in his own self. There is no question or concept of time. So for him, there is no prarabdha. For onlookers, his body shows the prarabdha. Please remember this. With Guru Sankalpa, I'll stop here. Continue next time. I think stopping here at 450, verse number 450. Sri Rama Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama Sri Rama Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama Sri Rama Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama Sri Rama Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama. Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Namo Bhagavate Virajesh.
Thank you, sir. Beautifully elucidated. Thank you for making it very easy for us. Hari Om.
I don't know, it is very more confusing.
No, sir. It was the best possible explanation, because as you said earlier, only the person who has eaten honey can know the taste of honey. It cannot be described. But you are doing the best to describe honey to those of us who have not tasted it. So thank you. Hari Om, sir.
Hari Om.